topic, which is the topic that requires most responsibility and most dedication, if you ask me, and that is education. Me speaking as an educator, of course. So first, I must express gratitude towards every single committed educator that has crossed either my path or the path of my kids, because I know their impact is game-changing and it makes a total huge difference. So last night I asked my boys, 9 and 10 years old, actually 10 and 11 years old, gosh, they grow fast. I asked them what they thought I should talk about first when it comes to education. And one of them said, stop bullying and cyberbullying. And the other one said, no homework. And I thought to myself, if our educational systems weren't as competitive based on grades and the GPA, and if kids collaborated and worked together in schools and worked as teams more, there would be no cyberbullying or bullying, as they would belong to a team. They would constantly be forming teams of little experts who rely on one another and work in harmony that is cohesive and at the same time vivacious and intensive and innovative, where new ideas are born. So second, when I think of my other son saying no homework, it makes me think of so many schools that adopt zero homework policy. And it makes me think of unpredictability of homework that my boys bring home. And on some days, the same boy has 20 minutes of homework, and on some other days, he has 2 hours of homework. And I'm thinking, how on earth can we plan for sports activities, extracurricular activities, playing instruments, family time with such an unpredictability? Anyhow, so I've seen in my experience working as an educator, especially as an instructional coach, I've seen master teachers come to class seeming as if they are unprepared. First lesson. And there's nothing open on their desks. They've put nothing on their students' desks. And there's a blank whiteboard with nothing on it behind them. And then they start. They start with a simple question. That's a provocation, a hook, no matter how we call it. And then they start asking more questions, which spark more questions, now coming from other students. And this ends up in an inquiry loop. And you see a class full of hopeful little heads nodding and with their ears and eyes wide open, ready for magic and imagination to happen. These educators don't start their lessons with a what to teach. They started their lessons with a why teach it. They want to teach it. Then they crafted, created, and designed the learning experiences that will lead to teaching and learning. And finally, they got into what to teach, which is that piece of content. So let me give you an example. For example, if we want our kids to learn fractions, either because we think they need to or because state curriculum demands it, we will not begin by saying, okay, today we're learning fractions. We will start with a question, something like, if you had 2 ice creams on a stick and you needed to split it between 3 siblings, what would you do? Or how would you do it? Or do you know anyone else who would know what to do with it? What would your siblings do? Anything that would spark curiosity and bring up an authentic experience. So nobody's saying we should abolish the older systems, Robert. Nobody's saying that. But the fact is that we do have many educators who are considering the context and what's happening, and they are faced with many, many challenges and ironies because of the system that is obsolete, as Andreas said. So educators will want to promote collaboration, but the system will promote competition. Educators will want to promote assessment, but the system will promote grading. Educators will promote cross-disciplinary learning, but asking the right questions. While they are answering those questions, I think that they should collaborate among themselves and be the protagonists in a classroom or whatever we have, if it's not a box. The teacher is not the main protagonist. The teacher is the observer, the facilitator, the moderator, the model, the coach. And I would like to end there. Thank you so much.